A lot of people get Area 51 and Roswell confused.
They're two different
New
incidents.
Mexico, Nevada.
Roswell is where.
Well, was Roswell brought to Area 51? Is that the whole issue? Yeah.
Roswell's where it happened, right?
Where one of them happened.
One of them. One of the many.
Because we know there are 9 craft. Go ahead.
Yeah, so alien crash happened in Roswell. They did a newspaper report, whatever, and then they took the alien to Area 51. Area 51 is a restricted area.
In Nevada, right?
Listen, you guys can talk about Area 51 if you want. I might fall asleep over here because I want to talk about Area S4.
Okay.
What?
It's supposed to be the next level shit.
Is that S4 next to 51?
I don't know, Bart. You guys go ahead and talk about your Area 51. I'm just gonna.
He's like, I'm on another level, guys.
I'm gonna take this one off.
I'm beyond 51.
Okay, yeah. So
Is it the mountain next to Area 51?
S4 is adjacent to Area 51. And apparently Area 51 used to be a hotbed for UFO stuff. That's where they put everything before. But then they had to move everything because everyone started to suspect Area 51, which no shit.
Yeah.
Even in the fucking early 90s, everyone was like Area 51.
Isn't that where
I mean, it was
developed
Independence Day.
the stealth bomber was developed there, right?
Yes. So Area S4 is what Bob Lazar. Well, Bob Lazar first of all revealed to all of us what Area 51 is. None of us would even know what Area 51 was.
He's a nuclear physicist, right?
He was a nuclear physicist, and everyone thinks he's a big hoaxer guy, but I think that Bob Lazar is legit.
I think he's legit too.
Straight up, I do. Not because I watched the Joe Rogan podcast. I've been obsessed with Bob Lazar for a decade. Like, Bob Lazar, what he says is so motherfucking legit, insofar as
The alien technology.
the alien tech and how it works and like how it folds space-time instead of like you have to travel between two distances like we do now with NASA, right?
And the way he says things, so like a lot of people when they speak in a way where they're trying to pitch something, like, okay, there's an underlying agenda. For him, like, he's speaking in a way like, fuck, I don't want to tell anybody anything. I'm tired of all this attention, but if you guys are gonna pull it out of me, this is what I have to say. And it's so descriptive.
And dude, if you think about it, we are doing things so stupid, like linearly, right? Like we take a craft into outer space, and for us to get to Mars, we go from A to B. We just go like in linear space. But Bob Lazar is saying that what this alien craft does is it folds space-time so that you are instantly in the place that you want to go.
How can you fold space-time from a physical being?
That's like
The
magic.
tech does.
But it's physical.
Dumb fuck.
I like how you say it's like fucking linear travel or whatever. Like, how do you think I get here? I fold space time to get from fucking.
I take the 405 and I fucking go like this.
On my way, I did see a guy die on a motorcycle. Though.
What I'm saying is it's more creative than fucking Ray Bradbury and shit. Like
It's shit on Ray Bradbury.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why wouldn't I?
Because I don't know.
So whatever like element that the alien
Element 115.
yeah, something like whatever that is, I think, and whatever is their power generator, has such a gravitational force. That's how it bends.
It's super heavy.
That makes more sense to me when you talk about gravity. But when you just say like, bend it, magic?
Well, it's some technology probably combined with a powerful force. Just
Yeah. That makes more sense to me. The gravitational pull.
Okay, and then we've had like a little bit of disclosure since all this Bob Lazar stuff, right? Like we had this colonel who came out and said like, yeah, we've seen these craft, we see them all the time. The Air Force guy. Yeah, and he was actually part of like some super squadron. Like he's part of like a very elite unit.
is that video with like little things that they're tracking?
Yes.
And I wonder why they never showed themselves.
And they're like, "Ooh, we got them and shit," you know. Like there's some shit going on that we don't quite know about. And instead of thinking it's all silly and doing what the news does, where they play the X-Files theme, hey, a bunch of silly people think that aliens is real. How fun will this segment be? You know what I'm saying? Like instead of that, we're all treating it a little more seriously now, which I think is bitching. Even our Defense Department has acknowledged recently some of this UFO stuff. The British government has acknowledged this stuff, like in the past couple.
Where have they specifically acknowledged that they're what?
That they had an entire government group that was investigating UFOs.
That's where they got the idea for the funny hats from.
Exactly.
Tall fuzzy hats.
Just like looking at some aliens and be like, wait, I got it.
And then part of what the cat who I'm talking about was saying was that a lot of these UFOs, they go into the water or they're hovering around in the water and emerge from the water. So there's a
why?
What is it?
I want to know why.
We don't know what's going on in our water.
They're just dude.
It's 80% of the Earth, and we don't. Even
I heard we're a science experiment.
Frightening, like, because we don't know what's in there.
Only James Cameron.
What's that?
Only James Cameron knows.
Only James Cameron.
Because in the Mariana Trench.
But where he went is one spot.
And that wasn't even as deep as you can go.
Dude, it's insane. Like the ocean frightens me because it's so deep.
And it's a huge percentage of the Earth, and we don't even investigate it, right? So that's the idea: is that Area 51, S4, all these locations exist to investigate something that the government has denied so far until recently. And now we have people who are officially from government who say, "Oh no, we were definitely looking into this shit," and we see it all the time.
Are there Bob Lazars of other countries, like of China or Russia?
Yes, there are. Yes, but they don't get reported on.
Because it'd be so coincidental if all of our sightings are only in America.
No, there's a lot of people from all over the globe who have reported weird shit.
International alien whistleblow.
And there's a whole group that got together, and they were actually at a conference even just 2 years ago, and I watched the whole fucking thing. It was very interesting.
You know what I just thought? What if the aliens are like the same thing that Star Trek had, where the Enterprise wasn't allowed to interact with the actual, well, they weren't supposed to like mess around with the actual indigenous people, whatever it was. What if it's just that? That's what, 'cause my
Meant
issue
to observe,
always-
right?
Yeah, they just observe. So my issue always was like, okay, so if they're here, what the fuck are they doing here? Like, what are they? Why haven't they like? Why haven't they attacked us? Why haven't they? Or is it?
Or maybe studying us?
Or maybe they created us and they're just watching us.
It's like playing The Sims. You know, you're just watching all of them.
Come on back and you're like, how y'all doing?
Drop a couple of them in the pool, take out the ladder. Exactly.
Isn't that madness though? We created virtual worlds that we just do for fun. Like,
But what if we are in a virtual
that's
world?
what I'm saying.
Who would know?
I think so.
That's the, what is it? Simulation theory. Yeah.
To keep our souls occupied and happy, we're in one.
You know why I think simulation theory is real? Because I was just at Playlist Live in Florida and I saw someone who looks exactly like Nicky's cousin.
And it wasn't Nicky's cousin.
It's not genetics.
Right. I'm like, well, no. It's
Dude, it's a glitch in the system.
this shit was like dead on. I was like, holy shit! How did you make somebody look exactly like this person? and yet, types of people too. Isn't it fucking interesting how there are so many types of people and they're all the same, and they all live in different cultures, different places on Earth, but they're all kind of the same kind of person?
Well, they said the OG humans population was like less than 10,000, and we all derive from that DNA.
Right, so our variance is going to be like
It's
that great.
Because every single time you go to a different country, you look like my friend.
Right.
Like, of all race.
Yep.
You're like,
Yeah, but where did ska come from?
Scott.
I think it's an alien music.
Alien tech, man.
I think it came from reggae, and they just added trumpets.
Because I never got into ska, and I was like, this is fucking whack ass shit, and I was like, I don't even think it's from this earth, and I literally don't know.
Injected it into your memory.
Science experiment. I feel like aliens are just up there and they just like drop weed in different areas and they're just like, let's see what happens now.
And psychedelics.
Yeah. And they're just
They're
like
just playing The Sims.
I really like that Colonel guy you're talking about, because so this guy, I think he was, not only was he part of Top Gun, like so one of the top pilots in the Navy.
He was Tom Cruise.
Yeah, but he's also a Top Gun instructor.
Yeah.
And so he instructs other people that go into Top Gun. So he's one of the best pilots.
He's in the Delta Force of the Air Force.
Yeah, he's like one of the best pilots that our nation has. And so people at that level, the type of security clearance, the amount of background checks they have to go through to like, and how strong his mind has to be, like to be, if you were ever to be captured and to not leak any secrets from interrogation. Like he's just a tough, reliable motherfucker. So for him to give his first account of what he saw coming out of the ocean, little white Tic Tac, I'm like, man, this is fucking crazy.
I have a feeling like they're the facilitators, or like they're like the backstage hands, and this is the show that we're all playing and we're inside of, and our souls are the actors and the players, and this is the game that we're in.
That could be. We could be all on a game show too. I mean, dude, some of us become millionaires, some of us become billionaires, and some of us die poor. Like we could be all on a big game show that people watch.
That people are betting on.
It goes in line with the religious thoughts, right? Like, so for example, like in Buddhism or Hinduism, like you have the different levels of enlightenment. So you have to go through all these different lifetimes and stages, and then you get the whole human experience, and then you reach enlightenment, which freaking takes you to another place.
Yeah.
Or heaven or whatever, right? So when you reach that level, then it's like, oh, you now you're in a Valhalla, or you're in Nirvana, or you're whatever, and you're just in a different stage.
So the aliens are just Buddha coming back. Little Buddhists.
That would be crazy.
Or you take one of the pills and then you get pulled out of the system and you're like this, like the Matrix, you know?
Or you just die.
Or the aliens are the fucking audience, just like JK News commenters. And they're just sitting there.
Do you think they're just as shitty?
Watching us, judging us,
They're talking shit out
thinking
there.
we're
These
shitty.
Fucking guys.
Fucking alien trolls.
Thinking I look fat. Whatever. Fuck you guys.
Commenting on my new clothes.
Making fun of my hair.
Do you guys think in the next 10 years there'll be validation if there is actual aliens or not?
I think
By a
so
government?
because they're slowly. They could be slowly weaning the population onto these ideas instead of being like, "Hey, there's aliens." I mean, and then everyone panics and freaks out, like coronavirus. Like everyone's going to buy toilet paper and hand sanitizer. It's like just slow
But
progression.
what would that do if they freak out anyway? They're just like, we're superior. I don't care.
Well, I think that the same people who think that aliens aren't real are the same
Like,
people
period.
Right. Are the same people who stood in like on continents and thought it's only us.
Right.
Like in like 500 years ago. They're like, it's just us. It's only Europe.
Well, think about what 200 years ago, right, or whatever. If they knew about our technology today, they'd freak the fuck out.
Yeah, man.
You brought somebody from 20 years to be here.
Just wait till we have cold fusion, dude. It's gonna be over.
What's cold fusion?
Cold fusion is where
You
you
stain yourself or something?
Sounds like a Russian
can
experiment.
basically put a nuclear reactor anywhere and power things, and like in a small way. And so then you don't have to worry about like meltdowns and all kinds of shit. Like you can power huge things like fucking spacecraft, like small craft. Like you could change the way that humans travel the globe. Like think about what we do right now. We travel maybe 500 miles an hour at max. And it takes us hours and hours and hours to get somewhere. But what if you could get there instantly?
That's true.
What would it do to the airport industry? What would it do to all the fucking restaurants that are in airports and all the fucking things that are there, or the parking that's there? Like, it's over for that whole economy.
It just sounds like you want to end airports.
I love it.
Fuck LAX! Fuck LAX!
Technology is blowing up exponentially, right? So like, because think about it, our grandparents saw from horse to car to
It will happen. What I'm talking about will happen. And then Ryan will be known as a fucking hater. A legendary hater.
I just
he
like,
fought for parking lots.
like standing outside the airport, just be like, one day we'll shut you all
Listen,
down.
Ryan,
Man shouts at airport.
you laugh now at me, but Ryan, in
Oh no!
the
If
future,
we could,
they
if
will
we could
laugh
end
unto
that,
you, Ryan.
If we could end that, that'd be great because I fucking hate LA.
Don't you hate it?
Yeah, I hate it.
I think everybody hates LAX.
The body scanner? Hey.
Yeah, it's like I was like, wow, I hope I just find my gun.
Hey, pull this guy aside. Let's fucking grab his dick a lot.